Welcome back, my cadaverous commuters. Tonight's tale is about a driver who thought he'd finally found the fast lane to fortune. Oh, he got premium customers, all right. First-class fares, straight from the underworld. So buckle up, kiddies, because this is one trip where the meter's running straight to the grave. I call it the longest ride.
Noah Myers was tired of regular rideshare life. 5 years of shuttling drunk college kids and barking businessmen had worn him down to a coffee-fueled husk. His old Toyota smelled faintly of sweat and spilled rum, and his tips were laughable. Then came Eterna. It was a new exclusive rideshare app, invitation only, with slick ads promising discerning clientele and exceptional gratuities. There were 3 requirements: black driver's uniform, a black vehicle, and a $1,000 security fee up front. Noah didn't think twice. He drained his savings for the fee and used a predatory car loan to buy a used black Lincoln town car with tinted windows. That first night on Eterna, things already felt off. The app's interface was bare bones, with only a start button and a strange slogan at the bottom: "Your destiny awaits. Drive well." The first ping came at 12:13 a.m. No address for pickup, just a red pin on an unlit road outside the city. Noah pulled up and found a man in a suit, pale as paper, standing under a flickering street lamp. The man didn't greet him, didn't ask his name, just slid into the back seat, voice like dry leaves. "Take me to the gates." Noah blinked at the GPS. The destination was marked only with a symbol, an old-fashioned red key. The drive was 47 miles into the woods. He should have asked questions. He should have refused, but his mind drifted to the app's promises of 5-star customers and high tips. He put the car in drive. The ride was silent except for the faint ticking of the meter. Every so often, Noah glanced in the rear view and swore the man's eyes weren't reflecting the dashboard light. When they reached the drop-off, the headlights washed over a massive wrought iron gate in the middle of nowhere, chained shut. The man stepped out, placed a cold $100 bill on the front seat, and walked toward the darkness beyond the fence. The gate opened by itself. It slammed shut behind him. The next night, Noah got another request. A woman in a sequined dress, drenched from head to toe, standing barefoot on a pier. "Drive," she whispered. Destination? Another key icon. This time he noticed the scenery changing as they left the city. The trees seemed too tall. The shadows were deeper. He drove until they reached a crumbling stone bridge. She stepped out without a word and vanished into the fog. Another $100 bill waited on the seat. By the 4th night, Noah had ferried a dozen strange passengers. They all had bizarre destinations. Some were silent, some wept, some just stared at him in the mirror the entire trip, never blinking. Some wanted to talk. One rainy night, a woman in a plain gray dress with long black hair, hiding most of her features, got in, staring at Noah through the long strands with unblinking eyes. "You missed the exit," she murmured, after they'd been driving for 5 minutes. "No, I'm just following the GPS," he replied. "You missed it. The one where you should have quit this job, turned around and gone home. The one chance you had." Noah felt his skin crawl. "Do I know you?" "You will," she said. "I'll save you a seat." She didn't speak again. Then there was the teenager in the varsity jacket. He sat in the back, humming tunelessly. The kid's head lolled oddly to one side, his neck mottled with deep bruises. "You know what the best part is?" he asked suddenly. Noah gripped the wheel tighter. "Can't say I do. You don't have to keep secrets anymore. Like how I crashed my coach's car on purpose, or how they're never gonna find where I left her." Noah glanced back. The boy grinned wide, too wide, and began laughing. It grew louder, filling the car. The rear view revealing the boy's jaw was hanging loose, unhinged. The GPS dinged as an old tree approached, then silence. The seat was empty. And not to forget, the bride. She was a young woman in a yellowed wedding dress, the lace torn and spattered with mud. She clutched a wilting bouquet. She nearly tumbled into the car, disoriented, confused. "To the church," she whispered. "I'm sorry, that place closed down years ago." He checked the GPS. The destination pen was in the middle of nowhere. Not for me. Halfway through the ride, she started speaking softly like she was reciting vows, only the words were wrong. In sickness and in rot, through maggots and dirt, till death welcomes us home, she said with a little giggle. When they arrived, a small ruined chapel stood beneath a crooked oak. The woman got out and walked toward the entrance. Her veil snagged on the door, and when she pulled it free, her head came with it. She carried it inside without breaking stride. Each trip ended the same, a perfect, crisp bill, and the unnerving sense that Noah was driving farther from the world he knew. But the money kept coming. In a week, he made nearly $2,000. Then the app assigned him a passenger who changed everything. The ping sent him to an old motel off Highway 6. Room 9's door opened to reveal a man in his 60s, dressed in a black driver's uniform, identical to Noah's. His face was pale, almost gray. He climbed in without a word, only giving a destination marked by the usual red key. Halfway through the trip, he finally spoke. "You're new," he said. Noah chuckled nervously. "Yeah, signed up last week. It's been weird, but hey, the money's great." The old driver's mouth twitched. "It always is at first." "What do you mean?" "You think you're just driving people, but they're not people. They're what's left of them. You're not working for Eterna, you're working for him." Noah glanced back. "Who's him?" The man's smile was cold and sharp. "The one who runs this route. The one who bought your soul the second you clicked accept terms. You paid the toll, didn't you? That wasn't for the job. That was your fare." Noah laughed it off. The air in the car grew colder, the dashboard lights dimming. "I drove for him for 30 years, the man continued. "You don't quit. You don't retire. You only get one drop-off. And that's yours. That's the last ride you take, and it's one way." Before he could reply, the GPS chimed. "You have reached your destination." They were parked in front of a massive black tunnel carved into a cliffside. The older man stepped out, nodded once, and walked into the darkness. After that, Noah couldn't shake the paranoia. Every ride felt heavier. His passengers grew stranger. One night, a man with half his face missing climbed in, dripping onto the leather seats. He was wearing a tattered trench coat, sat down gingerly as if holding himself together. "Don't go too fast," he said. "I'm coming apart." Noah glanced in the mirror. The man's shirt was stained dark, and his hands were pressed to his sides, as if to keep something from spilling out. He spoke in a low monotone. "They found me in 7 places. Took them all night to gather me up. Guess they missed a few pieces, though." A faint thump came from under the seat. Then another. The man smiled thinly. "Don't worry. They always catch up." When Noah pulled over, the black door swung open, but no one got out. Just a few small wet shapes slid onto the pavement and rolled into the dark. Yet another payment. The bills kept piling up, but Noah noticed something horrifying. All of them had the same serial number, and they weren't coming from the passengers' pockets anymore. They simply appeared. By the 3rd month, Noah's ride started ending closer and closer to his own neighborhood. The app's pins now popping up only a few miles from his apartment. One night, he accepted a ride without checking the pickup point and nearly slammed the brakes when he saw the address. It was his own street. A man stood outside his apartment building. His hair was gray, his face deeply lined, but there was no denying it. It was him. Older, thinner, dead-eyed. In utter shock and disbelief, Noah watched as his older self stepped into the back seat. "Drive," his own voice said. His hands shook as he followed the GPS. He didn't want to go where it was leading, but the wheel felt locked in his grip, guiding itself. The ride lasted longer than any other, winding through endless, unfamiliar roads. The farther they drove, the darker the sky became, until it was a starless void. The air was thick and dry, and the road was lined with figures, hundreds, all standing still, watching the Lincoln pass. Finally, they arrived at a towering set of gates, the same ones from his very first ride, only this time, the chains fell away at their approach. His older self leaned forward. "This is your stop," he whispered. Noah felt himself being pulled out of the driver's seat, feet carrying him forward against his will. The doors creaked open, revealing nothing but the swirling black beyond the gates. He tried to scream, but the sound was swallowed. The gates slammed shut. In the driver's seat, the older Noah smiled. He put the car in gear and checked the app for his next pickup.
Well, wasn't that a gas, kiddies? Poor Noah found himself in the ultimate rideshare program with the dead, and the only tip you get is a tip into the pit. Remember, drearies, always read the terms and conditions, or you might find your next stop is the last. Until next time, ghoul friends.
Tales from the